anybody that's not familiar with your work, if they land on your website and click on the video for Just So You Know, they're greeted by a stunning production, musical arrangements that would be home in one of the grandest concert halls in the country, and your stunning voice. That's a pretty good introduction to your work.
Yeah, absolutely. That song is really special to me. Actually, 4 years ago, I sang at my friend's wedding, and 2 years ago, she was involved in a fatal car accident. So the song was inspired by conversations I had with her husband after her passing. So just talking about his journey through grief, and that's how that song came about, which is pretty special.
Absolutely everything about that song is a home run. How much of your own vision went into that song based on like the production of the video and obviously the writing of it?
Well, the writing of it, it was shared 50-50 between Oliver, Miguel, and I. So we co-wrote the song. And then the actual production of the video was from Brock Mitchell, who's a good friend of mine. We actually went to high school together, and he's doing very well. He's actually currently working on his first feature film. And so that idea of it being, I think we both wanted it to be very simple. We didn't feel like there was anything else that kind of needed to be in there, and besides us just feeling the emotion of the song. So all of that came together. The arrangement was done by me and the two musicians in the video, Dan Reynolds on piano from Vancouver and Conrad Good on the upright bass.
Stunning musicianship there. It's just beautiful in every sense of
Absolutely.
the word.
They're so awesome, and what a pleasure to be able to work with them.
As a songwriter, that song in particular tackles loss on a whole other level, and I've heard a lot of people write about loss, but that one does a remarkable job. You elevate heartfelt to another level with that song.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it was just something that's very close to me, and so being connected to it was, I guess, easy in that sense. Yeah.
When I play around and listen to some of your other music, names like Jill Barber, Sarah Slean, Diana Krall come to mind, but you stand out distinctly in your styling and your writing. Who were your influences?
Well, going way back, one of my earliest influences was Nat King Cole. So he lived across the street from my grandmother in Los Angeles when she was growing up, so I've always loved his music. And of course the greats like Ella and Billie Holiday. But then in recent years, it's been such a mishmash of everything. I mean, I did listen to and have listened to a lot of Diana Krall and Norah Jones, and I mean, all over the map, from folk to blues, indie rock, pop, and I think that's evident in my music as well.
Well, I read something somewhere online, and I came across it and couldn't find it again when I went back looking, but you grew up watching, I think it was your grandmother dancing in jazz halls or something like that? Or?
Oh, I didn't get to see them dance, but they grew up in Los Angeles during the heyday of jazz, so they used to go dancing at the Hollywood Palladium. Wow. To Ella and Frank Sinatra and all the greats, which I wish I grew up in that era, but yeah, pretty incredible.
So you're definitely tapping into some of the greatest artists in musical history.
Oh yeah, just incredible musicians, and really neat to be able to listen to what they did and learn from that.
You seem to me to be so fully formed as a songwriter and performing artist when I watch your work. And yet you're really still blossoming. 2014 was a huge success for Ellen as she released her much anticipated first full album, Gold, in May 2014.
Yeah.
And yet it looks like you've been doing this forever. And that broke the top 10 on several jazz charts in Canada.
Yeah, I studied geology in university, and in 2012 decided that I was going to take the jump and do music full time, because that's where my passion lies. So I've only been doing it, I guess, full time since 2013. So it's only been 3 years, which is quite a whirlwind, but it's been an incredible journey so far. So I'm looking forward to what's coming up.
Perfect world, money no object. Describe your dream concert presentation. Full orchestra, stripped down. What would be your ideal venue? Perfect event.
We were actually talking about that with my band members. We would love to do a full orchestra at some time. Just feel like some of the new pieces would be beautifully done with that many pieces. I was actually up at the Banff Centre in December doing a residency, and had the opportunity to work with a couple string players, including Jasper Wood, who's on faculty at UBC. So they played on a couple of my songs, him and a cellist, James, who's from the UK. So hearing them, Josh and I, who plays guitar with me during that whole show, were looking at each other like, this is awesome. So, that would be quite a pleasure to scale that up to an orchestra size.
How did the Banff Centre come along, and how did that work out for you?
I actually did a residency there in 2013 as well, and I wrote most of my first album there. So that was really neat. And then I decided to just get in touch with them and say, hey, I want to come back and do some more writing because I'm prepping to do a second album. And they said, yeah. So it's wonderful up there. Just an amazing opportunity to collaborate with artists and also have time and space to work on your own craft. It's wonderful.
And then you typically get a chance to perform as well.
That's right, yeah. They do a performance at the club at the Banff Centre, which reminds me of an old jazz club, which is great. So got to perform up there as well. Beautiful
facility. Now, I noticed a theme on Twitter, and one of your videos even plays over images for Fairmont Waterfront, Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
You have a bit of a connection to exquisite fine dining.
That's a good way of putting it. I like that. Well, the Fairmont, I performed at the Fairmont Palliser here in Calgary every Friday for 3 years, actually. So they've been so amazing to me, and Fairmont actually helped sponsor our tour. So we got to stay at a lot of the Fairmonts along the way, which was, I spoiled the band a little bit. But they've just been so supportive of my music and what I've been doing. So it's been a wonderful connection for both of us.
You've played across the country and in some memorable venues. You've opened or worked with memorable artists, even here recently in Calgary. Is there any one particular standout so far in your career?
I'd have to say that opening for Gregory Porter in Calgary was a standout so far. What an incredible artist and person. What a genuine and kind person. We got the opportunity to chat with him and the band afterwards. But I was just blown away by his performance and just felt so honored to be on the same stage that he was. I guess I'm working on my second album. I've got 36 songs done. We're going to pick 10. And been collaborating with a lot of different artists from Calgary, including Scott McKay, Danny Vacon, from the Dudes. And then a bunch of writers from Ontario, like Justin Rutledge, who was a Juno winner last year, and from LA, Andy Sochansky and Don Breitup. And so I'm really excited about the project. We're looking to put it out in the fall. So, yeah.